Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. He's big, he's green, and everybody's talking about him. No, I'm not talking about the Maximum Series Incredible Hulk. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Jada toy Street Fighter 2 Ultra Blanka. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Articulated Empire is your newest online retailer for shopping for your favorite figures and toy lines like Mythic Legions, Savage Crucible, and Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, to name a few. They ship your orders quickly and securely. Visit articulatedempire.com today and build your empire. Alright, taking a closer look at the package here, we can see just about everything he comes with, and boy, he is a big boy. This box is the same size of box that we got last week with Sagat. So it's just as tall, just as wide. We have his little bio here on the side. We see Vega, who's already up for pre-order. If you don't have it pre-ordered, go and get it right now. It's your favorite online retailer. We see Cammy, Fei Long, and Ryu here on the side. We have some cross sale across the bottom of figures that we've already seen teased and or shown in full at various toy shows. And then, of course, a fairly small, not really a good use of space here, image of Blanka, but he is looking good. So let's get the big Brazilian boy out of his package and take a closer look. Okay, going over the accessories, he does come with two very different lightning effects. At first glance, they look like they could be the same, but as you study them, you see that they are completely different. They're very soft and rubbery, so they're not brittle. They don't feel like they're going to break. And they do have this really nice yellow to clear translucent gradient effect. And I think they look really nice. They're very reminiscent of the lightning effects that we got with the last round of Hasbro Power Rangers, the remastered versions. That's what these remind me of. They're a little larger than those and a little thicker, a little sturdier. But they sit nicely on the ground. They give off a nice lightning effect. And of course, you could use these for pretty much any other figures that you'd like. He does come with two different sets of hands. He comes with two punchy hands, trying to say hands and fists at the same time, on horizontal hinges. And then we have two gripping hands that are on horizontal hinges. And you can see some nice sculpted detail. Not a lot of paint, just some white on the nails. He does come with two different heads on him in the package. He comes with his growling face, which looks really nice. And the really cool thing about this is that the hair, while it is in two pieces, as you can see, it is very rubbery. And I think this is dope because as you tilt his head up, the hair is going to like move with it and allow him some articulation in that head and neck area. And I like that they did this in two pieces. They didn't have to, but I like that they did, so that when it bends upward, the stress of the bend is put right here on the hair instead of right here, so it doesn't want to come off as you tilt it up more. This is pretty brilliant. I kind of feel like any other company would have made this super rock hard plastic, and then as it would have hindered neck articulation. We also get this secondary head with the hair is a little wilder. It's not exactly the same. As you can see, this is a different hair sculpt, at least on the front piece. This back piece could be... Nope, even the back piece is different. That's crazy. It's two different sculpts. You can see that there's like a little short and a long piece here, and then a long piece here, and then that's not present here. That is crazy that it's two separate, two different pieces. They didn't have to do that, but that's just them going the extra mile. And you can see that this is his more screaming face with the mouth open and the teeth bared. And it's both, they're both looking pretty cool. And again, that same two-part system with the rubbery hair. Brilliant move on Jada's part. And here is Blanka standing straight up and down, no crouching poses, nothing, kind of crazy posing going on, so that we can get a full look of the figure just as he comes right out of the package. Of course, we never see Blanka standing straight up and down like this. Now, I'm going to try to adjust the color in post just a little bit, because as I'm looking at this on my computer screen and through my phone, I'm seeing that on my computer it's coming across a little more yellow. In hand, it's definitely a pea green color. It's definitely more green than yellow, but because of the translation between the phone and the lighting and my computer, it's coming across a little yellow on screen, so I'm going to try to adjust that. So hopefully everything I just said is, null and void. I hope you'll be able to see this for the true color that it actually is, but in hand, it's definitely a lot more of a pea green kind of color. And I think it's very close to how we see Blanka on screen in the video game. So let's get him off this rotating base and punch in on some of those gorgeous details that Jada sculpted into this figure. Now, while he's standing straight up and down, we are going to take a look, and to the top of his head, he is almost exactly 7 inches tall to the top of that hair. But of course, we're rarely ever going to see Blanka like this on our shelves. We're typically probably going to keep him like a Wolverine figure, typically crouched down, ready to pounce and ready to attack. But man, this figure just looks beautiful. It is not just all one molded pea green piece of plastic here. We do get some very nice shading and airbrushing going into the recesses of the muscles. We have some, I can't really tell if there's some wash or anything on the fur. I can't really tell. I don't think there is. You see some very nice sculpted vein work going on in the on the shoulders here, and even airbrushing paint inside of the butterfly joint, which is really nice. I'm sure that carries over to the back as well. It does. You can see there's some paint work on the butterfly joint. We do have the painted fray on the torn pants all the way around. It is painted, unlike the Maximum Series Hulk that I've seen some reviews. Hasbro decides if you can't see it, then there's no reason to paint it. But Jada going the extra mile there. And then all the way down to the nice paint on the rusted anklets, these the chains, the cuffs that are on his ankles, and some nice sculpted detail. They didn't have to put this extra little loop there, but they did, and they painted, they sculpted in some like a little hinge right here. They didn't have to do that, but they did, because it doesn't need to function properly. I'm assuming you can take these off if you pop the feet off and slide these off. I'm sure that will come right off. But let's take a closer look at the articulation. We've got a double ball peg right here in the bottom and at the top, so the neck can move all the way around. You can get lots of movement there. You can shunt the head forwards and backwards. You can see that with the hairpiece and the way it works, he can look up that far, which is more than he's ever going to need, especially whenever you crunch him forward. You're going to need that upward look so that he's still looking forward, and boy, you can really get that in there. Make him look forward if you'd like. You've got a nice little crunch right here with the with this ball. Mine's a little stiff, but as you can see, we can move it around very nicely there, and then full rotation at the waist, and you can use both of them to crunch forward that far, and then use both of them to lean back that far. I really like that they sculpted the fur all the way, or the chest hair all the way up into the back. You'll probably never see most of that, but I'm glad that it's there, kind of like Sagat's scar. They sculpted it all the way in and painted it, so that you can get all those mobility, all the motion you want, and still maintain the reality of the character. We do have a nice butterfly joint right here. I would have liked for it to have been a little further across, but couple that with the arm movement and the shoulder joint, and you do get over, at least he can get his arm in front of him that far. We can lean back that far with both of the butterfly joints. Arms can go all the way around. Of course, we have an upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and look at that. little extra extension so you can collapse that arm all the way up. Even with the big bulky muscles, you can bring it all the way together, which is really nice. Have the hinge and swivel at the wrist. Let's see here. Ever so slight drop down on the leg, not a whole lot. Leg can go all the way forward without kicking out to the side, which is really nice. There's no thigh cut right there, but there is a thigh cut right there hidden in the shorts joint, and I think that that is brilliant. No rotation at the hip joint because you get it right here. Leg can go out to the side that far. Leg can go back because of the rubber trunks. Can go back that far. Double jointed pinless knees. Forgot to mention that these are pinless as well. Can go back about that far. Not bad at all. And then of course we have the we have a little let's see if we can show it. There's a rotation point right here, right above where the cuff rests, so you can rotate the foot around and you can rotate it. You've got the hinge and the forward facing pin for foot rocking down there. So lots of articulation there. The hands are super easy to swap out. It's no problem there. They just pop out. Nice little pop when they come out. Nice little click when they go in. And then the head is just as easy to change out. And it just works so seamlessly. And this guy can really, really get into some nice poses. And we're going to find out that here right at the end when we get him into some poses up on the rotating base. But for a nice little size comparison, I feel like we should probably do this with him standing fairly straight up and down, just so that we can see how he compares to other Jada figures. So I do have Sagat here, who we took a look at last week. And of course, Sagat's going to stand much taller than Blanka, but not by a lot. And again, these figures, you know, all of the Jada Toys figures are going up in price. If you've seen them at Walmart, maybe they've gone up in price at your Target as well. They're $29.99. They are online as well. And then these two, Blanka and Sagat, were $30.99 at Target. Some online retailers like Big Bad Toy Store, I think, have them for $35 or $36 or something. But here's how like a regular size figure stands against Blanka. So you can just see like both, you know, in width and height and, you know, girth, he is just a bigger guy than your standard size character, as he should be. And he's a lot more dense than Sagat. Sagat feels a lot lighter in hand than Blanka, so there's a lot of weight going on. This guy feels heavy in hand, but he also moves like butter. So that's just the hallmark of what Jada is delivering with this line, and I can't wait to see how they apply this same level of quality to other toy lines that they release in the future, namely Scooby-Doo coming next. I gotta tell you, this is a fantastic figure, and I knew that it would be. I knew that I was really gonna love this guy along with Sagat. I'm glad that they paired them together, both of these sort of wild men from their respective countries, really bringing the beastie side, the big brawler side of the Street Fighter character roster. These two are great. I'm glad they're paired together in this wave, and they just look and move fantastic. Big figures shouldn't move this well, but Jada is literally bringing the heat with this line. Every figure release that they put out, to me, I feel like is better than the one before. I can't wait to get Vega in hand and all the other figures that are coming in this wave, in this lineup. So let me know in the comments down below. Do you guys have Blanka? Are you still looking for him? Do you plan on picking him up and adding him to your line? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector, Mark, and I'll see you in the toy aisles.